Paris was roiled by violent protests for 2 days, after supporters of the PKK terror group clashed with police in the French capital. Demonstrations erupted after a gunman killed 3 people in Paris. The 69-year-old suspect who opened fire at a cultural center and a hairdressing salon in central Paris reportedly had a pathological hatred of migrants. But as PKK supporters joined in on the protests, the situation soon escalated, as the demonstrations turned violent, leaving dozens of police officers wounded. Despite the visibility of PKK followers, who were carrying banners and shouting slogans in support of the terrorist group and its jailed ringleader Abdullah Öcalan, French authorities remained clueless as to how the protests had escalated into violent clashes. Several French politicians had joined PKK supporters and were pictured participating in the march, with symbols of the terror group visible in their background. Supporters of the PKK-YPG terror group also staged similar protests in other countries, causing disturbances in London and northeastern Syria. The PKK is listed as a terrorist organization by Turkey, the US, the UK, and the EU. In its more than 35-year terror campaign against Turkey, it has been responsible for the deaths of more than 40,000 people, including women, children, and infants. The YPG is the PKK's Syrian offshoot. Meanwhile, the Turkish Foreign Ministry later also summoned France's ambassador to the country over the anti-Turkey black propaganda by PKK-affiliated elements and French authorities amid violent protests in Paris. Despite the recognition as a terror group, the PKK has maintained its presence in several European countries. Turkish Defense Minister Hulusi Akar said the PKK's involvement in the violence was a result of France's lenience towards the terror group.
Bu teröristlere yardım etmenin, destek vermenin ne kadar sıkıntılı olduğunu bir kez daha gördüler. Bunun bir başka benzeri buradan çok uzakta oldu. Nerede oldu? Paris'te oldu.
In apparent reference to the YPG, Turkish presidential spokesman Ibrahim Kalin said, Meanwhile, in a now-deleted tweet, an MP and former co-president of the HDP political party in Turkey expressed support for the violent protests in France by proponents of the PKK terror group. The Turkish government accuses the HDP of having links to the PKK terror group.